everyone. Welcome back to Arkan Adventure. This is episode number 10, which is pretty awesome. Well, I thought I'd make it that far, but I had my suspicions. So, to celebrate episode number 10, I picked up a very interesting mod that I decided to throw in this pack. You may remember from last episode I was showing how much mining I had to do to get to the point where we're at. Well, some of you know what this is. It's getting a little dark, so I'm going to show you, explain it, and then have a sleep. It's a little mod called, or I shouldn't call it a little mod, it's pretty big as far as I'm concerned, called MineColonies. I knew that this was in development for a very long time, but I wasn't sure how actively or how effective the mod was. It reminds me a lot of the old Ancient Warfare mod, which was very flawed. I definitely tried to make it work in a lot of mod packs, but I always end up having to remove it from one problem or another. So I'm really happy to see that we have a colony building mod that seems to work well. And this seems to be just about the perfect place to set it up. It's pretty nice and flat. If I take down all them trees, put the town hall right in the center here, I could fill this whole place with buildings. And what I want to do is just build a mining town, because we need massive amounts of resources to get all the machines up. So it would be kind of cool if we had our own little townspeople getting all that ore for us. And I spent some time reading the wiki before I decided to use the mod, and it sounds like they can handle modded ore just fine. So I am very much looking forward to trying this. You can see I decided to put my little ladder up to the roof here. This is an iron ladder which Quark added, and as you can see it doesn't require any supporting blocks behind it. Just needs one to hang off of. Love that. So what I just crafted here is the supply camp. You have two options, either a supply camp or supply ship. Supply ship is probably a lot neater looking, and oops, I gotta put some more fuel in here. The supply ship is probably a lot neater looking. Ooh, Enderman. Two of them. Or is it just one teleporting around? Anyway, sorry. One of my favorite tactics lately has been to stand on the roof whenever there's a blood moon and give the stink eye to any Enderman I see, and then run into my little tunnel over there. You see the gray bricks there, which is only too high so they can't get at me. And that's how I've gotten pretty much all the ender pearls I've had. So what was I saying? Yeah, supply camp, supply ship. Supply ship you need to put in the water. Supply camp you can put on land. Supply ship is bigger and it looks cooler. You can break down for more resources in the supply camp, I'm assuming. But well, I'm trying to keep it simple. I want this kind of off to the side because it's maybe a fairly temporary structure. Maybe, we'll see. Ooh, man. It's actually a little bigger than I thought. Look at that. And you saw this only required 5 oak chests. It has to be specifically oak. It seems like all the structures in this mod specifically focus on oak. You saw it only took 5 oak chests to make it, and it's a starting house. You've got a bed, you got all this wood you can chop down to use. storage, furnace. It's great. This is an awesome way to start out vanilla Minecraft stuff. Very cool. I like it a lot already. Oh, hay bales. You can actually make food right away too. That's cool. Alright, so in here we have the town hall block and the building tool. The building tool we're going to need to set up all the structures in our colony. The very first one being the town hall, and reading in the wiki they stressed very much that you need to place your town hall somewhere very deliberate, because once it's there, I'm not sure if it can be moved or not. It probably can. I do know that you can only spawn one of these though. One supply camp or one supply ship per world per player. So that is a very one-time thing. So I think we're going to put... Actually, I'm going to get a better aerial view real quick. I want to make sure this is centered as possible because I want to make a pretty big town. Oops. I can stop messing up here. So the center would be probably right about here. We should probably get a measurement too. If I remember on the wiki, I think it said 180 blocks is the maximum distance from the town hall. I'm not sure if that's actually a limit to how far away your buildings can be or not. 180 blocks, yeah. So one edge of our town would be about here. And we're moving on the x-plane, that's 277x. We're more concerned about the x-plane. We're going positive, so we want the center to be at 457. Wow, that's a lot of space that your town can cover. We might want to make a very wide staircase down from this plateau into that forested area and perhaps even extend the colony into that. Yeah, so we could actually put the town hall about here. Yeah, I'm down with that. Probably gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping just to, you know, make sure that the colonists don't have too many pathfinding issues. I hope the pathfinding is really good, because that was the biggest problem in Ancient Warfare, was they would get stuck on things all the time. I'm not going to make you watch me level this out, so I'm going to cut here and then we'll come back in very shortly before I actually place the town hall building. So be right back. Okay guys, I am back, and just in time. Just kind of level this out and dug around the edge here to make sure that all the gravel that's going to fall has fallen. And let's see how big this is. Pretty big. I went... Uh-oh. Ouch. Yep, I went all the way down here. Okay, now I gotta dig myself out. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig myself out of this hole because I'm a dummy. And then I'm going to sleep. And I'll be right back again. Oh my goodness, guys. I did not realize that villagers were going to start immediately spawning as soon as I put that down. Or colonists, rather. Look at these character models. She actually got a skirt. That's funny. I like it. Man, I didn't think it was gonna be that big. Jeez. Alright. So the first step... They talk. So I guess the first step is to make a builder's hut so that we can actually, you know, build buildings. And to do that, I think it's just a simple crafting recipe. Yeah, door with any wood. Should probably take my backpack before I forget. Yeah, this is going to be pretty cool, I think. I'm going to have to put a chunk loader over here, most likely. I mean, the village, or the town hall might have its own chunk loading mechanic, but I didn't see any mention of it anywhere in the wiki, so to be safe, I'm going to have to throw a chunk loader over there so that the miners keep doing their thing when I'm not over there. And we're also going to want farmers, maybe. I'm of two minds about that. Either I can have the farm, I can have the colonists making their own food so that they're self-sufficient, or I can actually run power over there and set up garden cloche and like maybe a crafter. Immersive Engineering has an assembler machine which will take any recipe that you give it, so I could have a garden cloche outputting wheat and then having it automatically assembled into bread, or crafted into bread, and deposited into the village, the colony warehouse. And then I wouldn't need any farms, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea of having farms, so that's probably what I'm going to do. So we need the builder first. And we probably want to run some food over too. Yeah, might as well use that oak. So that's where we'll start. We probably want a guard tower as well early on because of the blood moon thing. I always sleep for normal nights so they don't have to worry about it then, but you can't sleep during a blood moon. So I'm actually probably gonna need to think about putting immersive engineering defenses up for that town, because blood moons, hopefully those guys, the villagers, go inside at night. I know they're supposed to go inside when it rains, so. Okay, well, I wonder if they can use Pam's HarvestCraft food. I have no idea. I'm gonna hook the wheat garden cloche back up. Oops. And off it goes. Man, I love those things. enough to get him started. At the guard tower. Oh, he makes two of them, huh? That's probably a good thing. I know I'm way behind on setting up the storage system upstairs too. Probably want 4 bows so that they have something to fight with. And a couple of swords would be smart too. I don't have a lot of iron right now, otherwise I would also make them armor. Right. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of iron. Yeah, and we need that storage system really bad, because when my inventory gets messed up like this, it's really nice to just go up to the storage controller, double right click on it, and then just keep going. Because it just auto sorts everything for you. It's wonderful. Okay, and hopefully the builder doesn't require any tools. I don't think he does. Oh, I didn't make the thing. I thought about putting in, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a mod that lets you keep a little portable crafting tool with you. Man, why did I make a 3rd bow? Dummy. I thought about doing that because it's nice to not have to run to a crafting table every time. I have to put some proper lighting on that. I want to be at a point where I don't have hardly any torches anywhere. It's kind of a... Yeah, it doesn't feel right to have torches everywhere when you got such an awesome mod that adds all kinds of just really good lighting.
More gold.
Okay, so builder's hut. I really need to do some terraforming here. I gotta get rid of that hole. I might even have to do something about that crater depending on what their pathfinding is like. She hasn't jumped in that crater, so we might be okay. Where do we want the builder's huts? Probably somewhere fairly central. Kinda wish there was like a hologram that would show you what... Ooh. That would show you what a... how much space a building is going to take up before you place it. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Very nice models. Alright, so builder's hut. Adrian O. Ashton. I do want to set, there's an option where you can choose to manually decide who does what job, because I do actually have... Okay, he's the builder. Nice hard hat. to manually choose your workers because they do actually have stats, which makes them better or worse for certain jobs. There we go. So now if I go over, click fire, then hire again. Is it just me or the days are like really short? Hire worker. Aha, here we are. Yeah, so it shows the critical stat, I believe, in green, and the secondary stat in yellow. So it looks like the best person for the job would have been Adrian Oesch. Okay. Build building. Build request created. I think he's going to start yelling at us that he needs certain resources. There it is. I really hope we don't get unlucky with a blood moon anytime soon. Man, that is awesome that they actually know to go around that crater. A pickaxe. Wish it would say what materials. Oh, here we go. So it needs oak wood, planks, torch, cobblestone, dirt. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have my clipboard with me. I should write that down. I'm not going to bother writing the quantities. I'll just write down what materials we need and get a stack of them. Oak wood planks, dirt, oak fence. Oops. Torches we got, cobblestone, regular oak wood slabs. Is that everything? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to run and gather those materials, cut, and I'll come back as soon as I got them. That man's a sorcerer. Not a very good one, though. Suppose he could use our help. Hope I didn't mess anything up doing that. I tried to give him a stone pickaxe, but he's actually limited to the material of tool that he can use based on the level of his builder's hut. Since there's no builder's hut at all, the best tier you can have right now is wood. And also he's got like 0 skill, so he's very slow. Worker level 0. And I did say in the wiki when you place these buildings that you want to place them 1 block above the ground. But I feel like that might have changed since they actually have a multi-block structure here now. But I guess we're going to find out. Also, if it's true that they're going to dig a hole for these buildings to fit in, whoops, before finally putting them up, that might be a problem over at the town hall. Should be interesting. I think what's actually happening is that he's just digging out the ground because the blueprint calls for... I'm assuming that the blueprint calls for the building to be sitting on dirt or grass. So he's getting rid of what's there and he's going to replace it with dirt. That's my assumption anyway. Alright, so this episode is going on really long. It's going to be a lot more longer than 20 minutes, so I'm going to cut here and come back in as soon as he starts actually... Well, never mind. Whoa, whoa. He really is a sorcerer. Alright, so he's going to need... he doesn't have all the wood blocks that are needed, so I need to start making those. 42 oak fence. You got it, sir. Oak wood. I really like that they call out what they need. Oh, better get out of the way. Man, look at him go. Alright. That's it, huh? Man, that is cool. I'm glad that someone took up the mantle of that, you know, ancient warfare had. I think MineColonies might have actually been going on for just as long as ancient warfare. I remember seeing it really far back. So I guess I didn't need to mine out all this stuff. Now I guess we want to think about where we're going to put guard towers. I am certain that... No zombies near my villagers, are there? I am certain that almost all the buildings, if not all of them, can be moved at a later date. So I guess it would be fine. The only problem is there's no like automatic deconstruction option. So you gotta rip it down yourself. Or just make it so that nobody works there, I guess. So I think it would be wise to have a guard tower right about here, which would service most of the buildings in this general area. And then one right over here, I think. Probably sitting right on this little raised bit here. And also, hiring fishers is an option. So, and I think that body of water right there is just big enough for fishing. You can also just make your own pond, anything that you can fish in yourself. Or we could actually have a fishery down there, which would be, you know, pretty thematic looking. I do think aesthetics are pretty important. But that's for future. So for now, let's think about setting up the guard towers. Yeah, we're way over time, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode there, and the next one will be out shortly after, because I know exactly what I'm doing. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this little detour into MineColonies. I know I am. This is really neat. And, well, I'll see you in the next one.